I can't believe it has taken me this long to do a like Clara's guide to hosting dedicated YouTube video, because if you know me, you know I love to have house guests, or do I love just preparing for house guests? The world may never know. But I have some guests coming in this weekend, and if you've seen any of my content around hosting, my guest room, my welcome baskets, you know that I love to go all out when someone's coming to town, mainly because I've moved so much post-grad. I'm from Virginia. Well, I was born outside of Chicago, then I lived in New York, Connecticut, finally Virginia, went to college in Virginia. Why am I giving you my backstory right now? Anyways, most of my friends and people in my life live far from me because I have moved far from them. So whenever they come to town to visit me, I like to go all out because quite frankly, I love where I live. I live in Charleston, South Carolina, and I would much rather people come to me than me go to them. I will, obviously, occasionally, but I arguably think that I have the superior city to visit. There's so many fun things to do here. Most people love Charleston and want to come visit me, so it just works out perfectly. But my very extreme hosting routine is kind of a reflection and almost thank you that I like to give my guests as like a thanks for coming. I know your journey was long. So there's my little justification, kind of similar to those disclaimers that the super rich teenagers give before they do their Christmas hauls. Kind of what I just did. What I'm about to show you is not normal, definitely not expected from your friends, but I will give you kind of less extreme tips and tricks for hosting guests as I go through the video that I think are probably more attainable for the normal person that isn't crazy like me. Starting today off with lots of caffeine, and I was gonna put on some makeup and pretend like I don't usually look like this the day the guests arrive, but I look like a gremlin up until 10 minutes before they pull in the driveway because I am just so busy doing everything else. And will I ever learn to spread these tasks across the week? Probably not. So we're starting this video in my pajamas, drinking my first coffee of the day. I've already made my bed. First order of business is like cleaning my house of my messes. Making my bed, cleaning my bathroom, kitchen, everything, obviously, like Polly's area. Whenever it's someone that's visiting me for the first time, I just moved into this house, I renovated this house. Most people in my life have seen the before pictures and kind of like knew I was doing that, but they still want the full tour, which means that like I can't have that Monica Geller closet room. I mean, I still very much so have Monica Geller closets, but I can't have any Monica Geller rooms where I'm just like shoving my stuff to hide it from people because they're probably gonna be like, oh my gosh, let's see that room. And that's happened before. So first order of business is cleaning my whole house that I've kind of started doing in little pockets. I do have a morning workout that I have to get to, but I cleaned my room, got a little laundry in. I'll probably give my bathroom a quick wipe down. I still have yet to even take my first sip of coffee. Let me stop talking. As I was saying, my room's looking pretty good. Still have to vacuum, but that's besides the point. Bathroom's looking good too. I have to clip up my paper blinds, which I'm slowly but surely making progress on getting window treatments for the whole house, but my bathroom still has the paper blinds. So I'm gonna clip these up for some natural light, probably do a little wipe down in here, and then consider this done. Mainly people just walk in right here and see the bathroom and go, wow, and then we walk out. So I don't really need to be like dust in the corners and stuff. I feel like I left off at a good spot because when I get back from this workout class, I can just switch my laundry. Well, I'll probably run an errand. I have to go to Whole Foods after this. But I have finished my first coffee of the day, and now it's time for my body rock class. It's so humid outside. This is your visual representation of what the weather is like in Charleston right now. Oh, delicious. Oh my gosh, why do these all look so bad? Well, I did my public service for the day, and by public service, I mean I helped a male Instacart shopper find a substitution for someone else's order. You wanted cottage cheese, and he was reaching for the sour cream, so I hope he followed my advice. Second caffeinated bev of the day. And speaking of cottage cheese, there's like a cottage cheese shortage. I usually get Good Culture, but I had to get the Nancy's because my guest requested cottage cheese. My guest's mother requested cottage cheese. I have 2 adults and 2 little baby children coming to visit me this weekend, so today's hosting vlog is a little bit different because because I usually don't have like toddlers in my house, but I always try and get them some fun little like stickers. Well, last time I got them stickers and it was a big hit, so from here on out I'm on the hunt for like fun sticker stuff. These looked fun to me, so I got that. I have some blocks, like wooden blocks that I thrifted that I need to bring in and wash. I got some stuff for snacks. I got the foods that like the mom requested, because I asked her like, what do you want me to have on hand? She said fruit and cottage cheese, and she's gonna bring like the rest of their stuff. And then I got some like adult snacks. I mean, I guess kids can have chips and guac too, but chips and guac with the idea of just like adults. I got stuff to make that ricotta. I should go home. Why are my Topo Chicos exploding? They're like whistling at me. I don't like that one bit. You know what? I'm not gonna let this ruin my day because nothing truly detrimental happened, but I almost lost all my strawberries. I don't like to do grocery delivery if I can avoid it. Like I will if I have to and like there's a time and a place, but I'm very picky about like my brands and stuff. And case in point is that cottage cheese sour cream debacle. But one thing I will order like the delivery on is like household stuff. And I just discovered that my Amex Platinum card, one of the perks of it is like they reimburse you for your Walmart Plus subscription. So I still like pay for the subscription, but since it's hooked up to my Amex Platinum card, I get the $14.99 like credited back to my statement every month, so it cancels out, so it's like free. Anyways, I used that today to get a couple of other things that wasn't going to be at the stores that I was shopping at, and that was a huge time saver. Such a random thing to buy at Whole Foods, but it was nice that they have that little toy section. Also grabbed some paper towels and some trash bags and some wellness formula, because this is what I swear by whenever I'm starting to feel sick. I'm not starting to feel sick now, but I did contract some form of the bubonic plague the last time I had kids here. I don't know how you parents do it. I would be sick every single week, and I didn't have this on hand, and I think this probably would have made it a little bit better. I don't know if it really would have helped that much. Whatever they brought, next level. I kind of felt like I was going to be patient zero for something, but I survived and I learned my lesson. Also grabbed some eggs. I'm gonna put all this stuff away, and I'm actually gonna clean out my fridge, because that's one thing that I feel like is a very underrated thing to clean before or like when you have guests coming, is your fridge. Because if you're like me, I always have like leftovers and random like ingredients and stuff, and it's always kind of awkward when someone opens your fridge and like there's no room for them to like put anything if they brought stuff, or they're like looking for a drink and it's like 2-week-old leftovers. I'm really bad about cleaning out my fridge, so I try and do it whenever I have guests coming, just because I want like all of my canned bevs lined up so I can be like, help yourself, you know, go at it. Let me show you the current state. It's honestly not as bad as it's been, but it could be better. Ta-da! Doesn't look much different, but at least it's like wiped down and there's not mysterious crumbs everywhere. I also cut up all those strawberries that I bought so we can just eat them. Rinse the blueberries. Aside from these, I just got those at Whole Foods. This is what I had Walmart deliver: a Dino Play Center, some blackout blinds, and some Paw Patrol Band-Aids, because there was a Band-Aid crisis, a little boo-boo incident the last time they were here. And I feel like these would have really helped the situation because they're obsessed with Paw Patrol. That's gonna be nice. That's gonna be nice. Last time they like wouldn't go to bed because I didn't have, oh shoot, oh no. Yikes. I forgot about that window. Oh dear. Looks like I'm placing another Walmart order. Why did I think I had 3 windows in here? Now, one of these days, I need to organize these drawers, but for now, I just play a game of which drawer did I shove the extra bedding in last time I washed it, and it doesn't appear to be this one. Winner, winner. Twin sheets could work. I feel bad that this bed isn't set up, but they always bring a twin air mattress, so I just have the bedding ready to go. Hopefully they agree with the ones that I chose for them. I'm gonna unplug my robot vacuum in case they figure out how to send that going around the house. And then other than that, and like obviously getting the blinds in here, I would say that this guest room is prepped and ready to go for them. I remove all of my decor, which is like absolutely in every way child hazards. I have like the moss, the matches, a candle, this thing. It's not charged, but it's like a tap to turn on, which I feel like they would have a field day with that. I'm just gonna pile up my non-child friendly decor in this box and then keep it in the corner of my bedroom. I feel like I should hide this like dino play center from them too, because I feel like if they see it, they'll just be like one track mind, like wanting to use it. I don't think it's gonna get much use today, maybe tomorrow. So I think I need to hide it. I forgot that I also got them each a new pair of pajamas with like sea creatures on them because I think we're gonna go to the aquarium. So I thought, like, literally giving baby brand trip vibes, but I thought that would be cute. So I think these are for him and these are for her. Because I had to use one of the guest room pillows. I usually have 4 on the bed. I had to use one of them for the kids' room. It's really irking me that this is like an odd man out. How could I put this on the bed without it looking wacky? There are far bigger fish to fry, but these are the things that I concern myself with 2 hours before my guest comes. It's kind of weird, but at least I can hold up the luggage rack. Next up, the welcome basket. If you don't know, my welcome baskets are all local, like Charleston branded item, not necessarily branded, like brands that are in Charleston. I fill a basket based on the guest that's coming with things that I think they would like. For example, there's like a really good hot honey brand here based out of Charleston, but if my guest doesn't like spicy stuff and I know that about them, I wouldn't get them the hot honey, but that's usually like a go-to for me. I'll do a candle. I just found this like local natural bug spray. So it's like truly super random things, but just for the person that's coming, and Charleston mosquitoes are like no other. So this is actually really handy if they didn't pack bug spray. So in this one, I have some shower steamers, some of these Bulls Bay like salt packets, Red Marsh sea salt, Carolina flake, smoked sea salt, and bourbon barrel smoked flake. So put those in there. I try and keep track of like what I've given people too, so I'm not just giving them like the same things over and over again. But I have 2 little candles, 2 different scents. And honestly, if I was smart, I would keep a lot of this stuff on hand, but I'm usually also running around like day of to buy this stuff. But thankfully I did think ahead and I got all of this yesterday. But I just put it all in a cute little basket with little paper shreddies, and I usually sit it on either the dresser or the bed. And then the finishing touch is a little Charleston postcard. I actually get these in bulk on Amazon, and then everyone just gets one, and it's a cute little addition. I think I'll put it right there for today. If you're new here and you haven't seen my guest room, I'll give you a quick breakdown of everything, where things are from. I get a lot of questions, but if you're new here, that probably means you're not subscribed. So maybe do that if you made it this far in the video. But my bedding is from Brooklyn. Pretty much every single piece aside from those 2 Euro shams. These are from Home Goods, and honestly, I'll probably like upgrade and replace them one day. And then these pillows, I get so many compliments on. These are from Cezanne. They have like a home brand that if you search this on the website, it'll come up. It's kind of tucked away and hidden, but you can find some really good gems there. I love these pillows. I'm obsessed with them. So the waffle blanket, the sheets, the duvet insert, this, it's all Brooklinen. This is not sponsored. I might have a code with them because I have worked with them in the past, but not sponsored. If I have like a old discount link or code or anything floating around, I'll try and put it in the description box. But I get the Luxe Sateen. That's like the fabric that's in here. It's very hotel-esque. I get a lot of compliments on it, and you might think that white is a bold choice for a guest room, but I actually prefer it because if there's like makeup, spills, whatever, you can bleach it. If I did like a color and a stain didn't come out, like I'm kind of out of luck, but I feel like with white you can bleach it. So it might look a little intimidating at first, but I feel like it's actually easier to keep clean. This bed frame is a queen bed frame, but it's from RH Teen. I got it at the RH outlet. It's the Ronson storage bed frame, I think. So if you're wondering about that, that's what it is. There's like a million different storage bed frames though. I just hit the lottery at the RH outlet and I love this one so much. These poofs are from CB2. The rug is from Rugs USA. Nightstands are West Elm, and the drawer is like kind of hidden, but I have like a pillow mist and a little guide to Charleston. Luggage rack in the corner, chair, kind of just like places for people to throw their bags. I try and always have fresh flowers in my guest room. So this week I have some sunflowers. Why is this one already dying? Problem solved. Tissues, and then I like to do like bottled water in the guest room too, or like a carafe. If I don't have time to get bottles, I'll do a carafe. But I have still and sparkling, because one time I had a guest ask for sparkling water and it haunts me to this day because I did not have sparkling water. So now still sparkling. I politely ask my guests to ignore the Pilates reformer and step stool in the corner, but that's pretty much it for the guest room and everything in here. I also have some like baby proofing supplies if we need it in here. I took the time to like set all of these out last time these kids visited, and they didn't even go near the things that I baby proofed. So now they're just living in here, and if they open a cabinet that I didn't want opened, I will just run and get one of these and put it on there. Now we've moved into my guest bath, and I have my towel that needs to be folded and put up here. I just keep all of the guest towels like out in the open. I don't remember how I fold them. I always forget. Okay, I think I do like hot dog ways and then 2 width ways. I'll kind of walk you through the touches in my guest bathroom for like the hosting experience. Obviously I do have like a set of matching towels, and I always get questions on these on like online, particularly because I think people really like the color, and I actually think I need to like change the order of them because people keep pulling the top one off and then the bottom one never gets used, and I feel like the top one is getting like washed and worn more. So let me rotate these really quick so I'm not left with like one raggedy towel. But these are actually just from Target. I don't know, I feel like Target like switches up their stuff. I got these when I first moved in, so maybe like a year ago. I mean, they're holding up really well. Definitely not a year ago. What am I talking about? I moved in November, so they're like 6 months old. I don't know what they're selling these days, but that's where those are from. And then I have the hand towel too, but the hand towel is hung up right behind you next to the sink. And then I also have this little rolled up washcloth situation right here. I got black washcloths just if people want to like use it for their makeup, or obviously like use it in the shower too. Why is this towel like discolored? Maybe I'll be in the market for some new guest towels soon. But I have these washcloths, and let me show you how I fold them and roll them up. Here's a closer look at them. So they're all rolled up like this, little tiny washcloth burritos, and I have them in this contraption that I thrifted. I get questions on that too. I thrifted. I have no idea what you even search to like find something like that. It might be for like the back of your toilet, maybe like toilet paper. I don't know, but I thrifted it. But this is how I fold, or I should say this is how I roll my washcloth. Kind of diagonal like that. Are you following? Diagonal, and then flip like that. So now you're diagonal, and then flipped, kind of looks like a crescent roll. And you flip the whole thing over, and you start rolling. And at the end, you should be able to tuck the tail into that like initial fold. Hopefully that made sense. I learned how to do this because of an online tutorial, so you could definitely find this elsewhere, but I just stacked this up for people to use. And then I have fresh flowers in the bathroom as well, little makeup mirror. These are just kind of more like decor pieces. I have bath salts. One of my pet sitters always takes a bath and she always uses those, which I'm glad someone's using them. I've got some tissues next to the towels. I have Q-tips, floss picks, and cotton swabs. This is a perfume that just did not smell good on me. I got it in PR, so I have that sitting out here. This is a fake Mason Pearson brush, just for looks, that I have in like a thrifted glass. And then this is a drawer full of kind of like odds and ends extras. I honestly need to do like a restock of it. Apparently people have been needing my razors. There's like way more razors and way more deodorant, so I can at least see that people have taken that. I need to add some more toothbrushes. I'm completely out of toothpaste, so hopefully if anyone needs that, they just let me know. But I have like a first aid kit, some Listerine, shave cream, dry shampoo, just like some little mini travel stuff. Obviously feminine products, and then tissues over here. And I have a hair dryer that people can use, which people do actually ask for a hair dryer often. So if you have an extra hair dryer, might as well just keep it around for guests. This cabinet I refuse to open. This is one of my Monica Geller cabinets. Yeah, I'm not gonna show it to you. Other than that, I have like hand soap. I just got this hand soap in and it came with a matching hand cream. So I'm like, hell yeah, that's fancy of me. I'm gonna do that. I have some tampons right here. I need to empty the trash. That was just a reminder to myself, but there's extra toilet paper hidden behind this picture. I have this nice little reminder. Please don't flush your tampons. Seriously, I'll kill you, because I will. It's a very old house. I don't think it can handle that. And then in the shower, I have some Malin and Goats products because I stayed in a hotel once that had those and I love them. A little bit low on all of them. Honestly, I should do a re-up, but This is the shower situation, and just like I want my guests to be sleeping on the same bedding that I use, they shower with the same Holy Grail filtered shower head that I have, the Canopy. I do have a discount for this company, I know, so I'll put that in the description box, but they have filtered shower heads. They actually have filtered like bathtub spouts now for kids, like if you bathe your kid. I don't take baths that often that I like want to get one, but maybe I will one day. But the shower head is a must, and they have a handheld too. It's perfect. Now my goal when people come over is for there to be little to no signs of life. I do not want it to look like I live here. In fact, I want this to look and feel like a staged home. I want you to feel like a potential buyer walking through this place, okay? Does that always happen? No. I had people over this week and there were in fact signs of life and it was devastating, but you win some, you lose some. It's looking promising. I think I'm about 30 minutes out from my guests arriving. I'm gonna light some candles. Always trim your wicks. And I'm gonna empty this trash can before I forget. I will link these trash cans in the description box because it is probably one of my like most asked questions, because you can like hide the bag in it. Like so. It's not my fault this time, y'all. I was told 5. I triple checked my text. I have a text that said 4, but the most recent text said ETA 5 p.m. So this time it's not really my fault. In their defense, I probably should have been ready for them to come. I'm trying to get up to like a good height for you to see me at because I still had a couple things I wanted to tell you about my hosting routine. It's a few days later now. Obviously, I've cleaned up. I've done whatever the opposite of my hosting routine is. I guess like a reset afterwards. Sheets are washed. Floors are mopped, things are back to normal. The kids actually ripped off every single one of these things on the pin board behind me. Some people probably saw that coming as soon as I said a kid was sleeping there, but they didn't do that last time. But things are definitely switched around. I tried to put them back in all the same spots, but what can you do? Anyways, since this was like a family visit, I didn't really do like my fun itinerary that I usually do for my guests, so I wanted to walk through a couple more little hosting tips and tricks that I like to do, including my itineraries. I use Canva. I'm obsessed with Canva. There's a giant lizard outside. I am Canva Pro's #1 fan. Even if I didn't use Canva Pro for like my YouTube thumbnails and stuff like that, I probably would still pay for it because I just love it. It's so user-friendly. I used Adobe in school, so I like vaguely know how to do Illustrator and Photoshop and all that, but Canva is definitely like a shortcut version. I think people would argue that Adobe is more skilled, but I think for like most things, Canva does the trick. And there's so many templates. So I just kind of work off of someone's like bachelorette itinerary template and kind of tailor it towards a Charleston visit. I kind of have one that I just use every single time now, but I'll try and make reservations ahead of time. If I don't want to make a true timed reservation, I will at least make a list of places that we could go, because the last thing I want is like everyone's super hangry and we can't decide and this place doesn't have tables or this place isn't accepting orders. So I will make almost kind of like a brain numbing list of options, so in the moment I have things to choose from and I'm not trying to think of like, where was that restaurant that I ate 2 weeks ago that was really good that I think you guys would like. I make a list beforehand even if I'm not making reservations, so I think that that's really good to do before you have guests, just kind of having a note even in your phone. Great thing to share if people are coming to your city and they need recommendations even if they're not staying with you. So I would definitely make an itinerary. You can send it to your guests ahead of time. That's probably the most polite thing to do. Some days I make a day of and I don't really get to do that, but I would send it to your guests maybe like 2 or 3 days prior so you can make some changes and they can pack accordingly. You don't want to say that you're going to like a super fancy dinner and, you know, people didn't bring stuff for that. So an itinerary is so helpful. You can also print it. That's one of the cheap, if not free, little things you can do for guests coming is printables. So you could print out the itinerary. You can print out like your Wi-Fi password, stuff like that. Aside from the free printables, if you were to give me, let's say, 20 bucks and say, make my hosting experience better, I would skip the welcome basket, but I would get 2 bottles of water to put on the dresser or the nightstand. I would ask my friends their favorite candy and their favorite snack, and I would make kind of like a little mini bar. So let's say that costs about $7 for some snacks and some waters to put in there. I would get a $5 or whatever like the cheapest bouquet of flowers is. I know Whole Foods has like a $5.99 little bouquet of flowers. I would get those. I would put those in the guest room. So let's say we're up to like $12 now. And then I would go to the mini travel section again, and I would get like toothbrushes, toothpaste, like those little extra things. Go to the Dollar Tree. But then if we have to factor in gas, then we're out of money. But you get the point. I would get like maybe like a pack of toothbrushes, like a mini toothpaste, extra razors, like use the rest of the budget on that and do like a little basket in your bathroom. If you only have like a 1-bathroom apartment or like a 1-bathroom house, I would just keep that in a little basket and put it out when my guests come, just so they have some extras. If there's room in the budget, maybe get some washcloths, or just do that foldy thing with the washcloths that you already have and kind of have those rolled up in your guest bath, or again add it to like your bathroom. But I think just having like tampons, toothbrush, toothpaste, razor, things like that people tend to forget, extras available and like clearly available for them to use. You could even put it in your guest room. The waters, the snacks, print out the itinerary, print out the Wi-Fi password, and then assuming they don't need to use every single product that you bought for your little mini bar extras thing, then the next time people come, you bring out the same thing and maybe replace 1 or 2 things or add 1 or 2 things into it. You can also save all those little samples that you get from like Sephora, or if you make like an online order and you get sample products, put those in a little basket. So if people need shampoo and conditioner, they can just use like the foil packets that come in your order sometimes. I feel like I often share like a very extreme version of home hosting, and it doesn't have to be that way. I feel like you can even spend like $5 and just get the waters. Hell, you can spend no money and just give them a glass of water. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I often get asked if people do this for me when I come visit them, and it's never an expectation. It's a rare occurrence because I enjoy this. I do this because I enjoy it. I would never want someone to feel pressured to do this for me when I come to them because I do it for them. I don't expect it to be reciprocated like this. This is truly just a hobby for me. And speaking of hobbies, if you could only see what's on my desk right now. I'm going from one hosting video to the other. I think the next video I post is going to be for my birthday weekend. I'm starting like the planning and the DIY and the prep for that. Like I said, this is a hobby for me. I don't expect other people to do it for me because I truly enjoy it. And if they don't enjoy it, I wouldn't expect it. And I don't expect it. But I think that's a pretty good rundown of my house guest hosting. Make sure to subscribe and follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you want to see more of my birthday hosting, because I think that's what's coming next. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.